Hello everyone, and welcome to this unboxing and review of the Total Tools Auto Darkening Welding Helmet TSP 9103. So I got this welding helmet for $500 TT in Munich Hardware in Valpark. And it comes in a very nice box here, something that catches the eye. But let's open it up and see what's in the box. Okay, so let's start with our unboxing. I'm gonna undo the tab here and open it up. It seems to be a very well put together box, by the way. Alright, undo that tab there, and here is the helmet. Comes in a nice plastic bag there, so let's set that aside. And not much else is in the box apart from what appears to be another plastic window and an instruction manual for the helmet. So let's get the helmet out of the bag and let's see what's in it. Gonna take off this bag here, lift it up, and here we have the helmet. It seems to be a sort of motorcycle inspired helmet. I'm seeing two side windows on it and the active surface that has the solar cell. There is some sort of clear plastic window on the outside of the helmet that seems to be protecting these two other inner surfaces, so that's a nice touch. And that's pretty much it. There's some documentation on the top of the helmet here, so I'm going to do a close-up of that sticker with that documentation there for a few seconds. So here's a close-up of the headband of the helmet. You see there's some sort of screw type mechanism there. You'll have to press and to push it in. That's the documentation there. And by the way, all the documentation that I'm seeing on the helmet is laid out in pretty easy to read and very well laid out English, because I'm in the English speaking Caribbean, of course. And you see that sticker there on the internal part of the helmet, and the LCD screen that's on the interior part of the helmet. So here we have a close-up of that LCD screen. You see in the shade range, there are 3 dials for sensitivity, shade and delay. There's a grind and weld option, and there are 2 tabs on the upper part of that inner surface there that house watch batteries. Right, I'm not seeing anything that leads to an external knob to control this, so I guess you'll have to take it out and do your adjustments. Now that's how the interior part of the helmet looks, and then there are 2 windows on the side. So I'm going to zoom in on, that's the left side window there. So a bit of a close-up to it. Looks reasonably dark so that your eye wouldn't catch any stray light that comes from if you're in the vicinity of other people welding close to you, so you won't get that arc flash. Right, and it seems to be a pretty well laid out helmet. I mean, apart from a lack of any external controls. Now, if you are a novice welder or beginning welder, or you're just starting off in the trade, visibility is something that is very important. And you could see here that there's a very large window at the front of the helmet, and that's a good thing. Now if we come back around to the front of the helmet here, and you see that plastic shield that's protecting those 3 windows on the helmet, that's something that's a really nice feature, as I mentioned before. But what I also like about it is that it offers that protection for both the LCD screen and the side windows, and this is a feature that I'm seeing on this helmet that I'm not seeing on the other helmets of this similar price point available locally. So you see how that wraps around and it protects those 3 windows on the helmet simultaneously. This is just to show you what's in the box again, and that's the LCD screen in the middle of the helmet there. Now this is the manual that came with the welding helmet here. Now since I'm in the English speaking Caribbean, this manual is in English. Now let's take a look and see what's inside. Now the language of the manual appears to be very well written. I'm seeing some clear diagrams as to how to operate the helmet, and looking through it seems to be very well laid out. There are some instructions on how to use the helmet properly there, and on the back page it gives what shade intensities are required to use the helmet at for different welding processes. Now, if our helmet can't remain on your head, you can't expect it to protect your eyes adequately. And that's the purpose of me doing this test here. It's a bend and shake test. So I'm bending over in different positions. I'm adjusting, shaking my head. And it's just to see how well the helmet stays on my head in various positions as a means of determining the build quality of the helmet. Now, since you know that this helmet has two side windows, this is just a comparative view to show you what it looks like through those side windows on the helmet. And now we come to actually using the helmet for welding. And in this case it performed really well. It performed as it said it would. It gave the adequate protection whilst I was doing the welding process there. As you could see, the circuitry worked pretty well. I had it on the maximum sensitivity and I encountered no problems using it to weld. The large window gave me really good visibility of my welds, and as I was using it to perform that little bead there on that piece of pipe. Now, it always pays to prepare, so even though you have an auto darkening helmet like this, it is still a good thing to have a regular fixed shade helmet with you in the event that the batteries in this auto darkening helmet are burnt out or are used up. Now, I found this helmet to be very comfortable on my head, and given the dimensions of my head and my face, I didn't really encounter any discomfort whilst I had it on and was welding with it. Now, I even had this clear pair of safety glasses under the helmet, and I didn't really encounter any problems with the helmet on and the safety glasses on at the same time. Now, the only thing I really wish that this helmet has, despite the fact that it has all of these features, was knobs on the side to control the intensity of the shade so that I wouldn't have to take the helmet off every time I wanted to adjust the shade intensity or to switch between the welding and grinding modes on the helmet. I really wish that this would have come with a bag, because I've been noticing that the active surface in the helmet, that's that LCD screen there, flickering on and off as you move the helmet around. So as the intensity of the light in and around the helmet changes and it's not being used for welding, that screen flickers on and off quite a lot. And this is even despite the fact that you may have dialed down the sensitivity on it, and that could burn up the battery in the helmet. So I would definitely really wish that there was some sort of on-off switch for that, or a bag to completely shield the helmet on so the LCD screen doesn't flicker on and off and burn out the batteries. I would definitely recommend this helmet for somebody who is a novice welder or somebody who's experienced as well, because of the features that this helmet has. The side windows, the large active surface in the helmet, that's with the LCD screen, is something that really cannot be beat for this price point. So this concludes my unboxing and review of the Total TSP 9103 Auto Darkening Helmet. I really hope that you found this informative and helpful, and as always, thanks for watching.